Hyderabad to Pune. My math results was out after few days. I managed to grasp a seat in a renowned MBA college, and to me that college was even better than IIMs. I had two strong reasons for that. First, it has an extra M. It's IIMM, Indian Institute of Modern Management, Pune. Second, it was modern management. As I did my engineering from rural technology, now I had to move to modern management. According to Bhavna, she had turned rustic Pandeji into modern Pandeji. My amazing 4 years of engineering were finally over. In spite of craving for a job all the time, I could say those were the best days of my life. It had given me everything: true friends, good memories, and an angel for a lifetime. A year and a half later, Bhavna had started working for Satyam Software Solution Private Limited in Hyderabad. I had completed 3 semesters of my MBA program from IIMM Pune. This college offered a little extra in every aspect, whether it was the extra M or some extra luck for me. I received a job offer around Dashera in 2008. The 5.5 years of frustration had somehow come to an end. The year and a half apart had felt like a decade to us. Over this period, we talked on the phone for 30 minutes almost every day and for an hour on the weekends. We were grateful to Anil Dhirubhai Ambani and Reliance Communication, who had made night calls free. Being an IIMM was like being under military rule. It was compulsory to maintain a 95% attendance record. As a result of this, I couldn't travel to meet Bhavna. So, Bhavna got onto the Hussain Sagar Express and come to Pune in the early morning hours of Diwali. During the wee hours of Diwali morning, I was at Pune railway station. I was excited because the Hussain Sagar Express was about to arrive. Even though it was 1 in the morning, I was not sleepy. It was the first time I had bought a bouquet of flowers for her. As I reached the platform, I saw one of the drivers holding a sign with the name of Dr. Astha on it. I had shrewd idea. There were many advertisement flyers pasted around the platform. They had colorful pictures on one side and were blank on the other. I peeled a flyer off, hoping to write something on its blank side, but at 1:15 a.m. I couldn't find anything to write with. I saw a lady sitting close by, applying some lipstick. Ladies seem to be able to use makeup at any given moment of the day. Gathering all my courage, I went to her and said, "Namaste, auntie." She stared at me. Calling a lady auntie is the biggest sin one can commit. I corrected myself quickly. "Sorry, ma'am. The problem is that my boss is coming and I forgot to bring a sign with me. My cell phone is also not working." "I'm not going to give a stranger my cell phone," she interrupted to say. "Oh, sorry, auntie. I mean, ma'am. I don't want your cell phone. I want to write something on this. May I use your lipstick, please?" I grinned. But the word please became helpless to please her. "Hello, mister. It's L'Oreal," she said like I had requested her for her entire wealth. She gave me a dirty look. "Okay, no issues." I sat down beside her, pretending to look sad. She looked at my bouquet, and as ladies are known for their kindness, she saw my fake cow expression and melted. "I can give you my pencil, but give the paper to me. I'll write for you." Pencil? Is she a teacher or student keeping a pencil in a bag? I thought. She opened her purse and I peeped inside. There were numerous bottles, some tubes, a mirror, a brush, and many more things. I felt sorry for the bag. After looking through what felt like an ocean, she took out her eyeliner. I was a bit surprised to see the crazy number of beauty products ladies use and wondered if Bhavna used this product as well. Tell me the name, she asked. I thought for a second and said, Mrs. Pandey, boss wife. The train arrived at platform after 5 minutes, and I received a call from Bhavna. Ajay, your darling has arrived at the platform. Where are you? She said excitedly. Please look around the platform. You'll find me. I disconnected the call. The lady beside me looked at me as if I was a terrorist and mumbled, Your cell phone was not working? I didn't say anything to her. I was busy welcoming my darling who was coming to me after a long time. But this Bhavna was different. She wore a white top with blue jeans. Her short hair had grown 8 inches longer. The spectacles were gone, and a lovely bindi adorned her forehead. As she came closer, I realized that it was not a bindi, but a mole. It was like God had adorned her forehead for me. Things like this happen when lovebirds meet after long gap. I had never noticed the mole in the center of her forehead before. Maybe it hadn't been noticeable. I wondered if God had decorated my kajol. Seeing the sign I had made, she came to me, kissed it all over, and hugged me. Hugging in Pune is more acceptable than in Allahabad. When lovers meet after a long time, they tend to do certain things in public. So keep meeting regularly if you wish to avoid this. I gave her the bouquet and she smelled it like it was the most precious perfume. Missed you a lot, dear, Bhavna said. Even though she had been traveling by a wait-listed ticket, she showed no sign of tiredness. Happy Diwali, darling, I said. This is the happiest Diwali, Ajay, she responded and pinched my cheek. The lady who had lent me her eyeliner continued staring at us like she was going to swallow me up. Her lipstick seemed to have vanished from her lips in her anger. She kept throwing us dirty looks, and her lips formed the words, Your boss. This is Mrs. Pandey, and she is my boss, I answered. My next word added fuel to the fire. Thanks and bye bye, Auntie. We left quickly. I had made arrangements for Bhavna to stay in the girls' hostel. I started my friend's bike and headed towards Wakad. My boss sat behind me on the bike and smelled the flowers. Which lipstick did you use in the college? I asked Bhavna while driving. What? Are you nuts? I have never used any lipstick in college. You never noticed that? She said. Then I realized I had committed a sin again. Well, your lips are always red. I thought you might have used some lipstick. I defended myself and changed the subject to something less dangerous. Wow, look, the Pune weather is so cool and everything looks awesome because of Diwali. But girls are girls, and Bhavna said, I've heard a lot about Pune girls and especially the IIMM girls. Is this lipstick subject about them? I signed and explained everything to her. 30 minutes later, we were nearing Ond when it suddenly started pouring cats and dogs. Pune rain is unpredictable. I parked my bike under the shade of a tree. We settled in a corner under the tree. The weather was cool and a biting wind was blowing. There was a car parked near us. We noticed that a couple was kissing inside the car. Kissing was not the right word for them. They seemed to be eating each other up. The rain was not stopping. I looked at my bike. I wish I had a car. I cursed and signed. What is this, Ajay? You always cursed your cycle. Now you are cursing this bike too? Kissing in a car is much better than kissing out on an open road. You're a big idiot. You never appreciate what life has given you, she said. She stretched both her hands on the sky and walked out from the shade. Look, it's such a beautiful Diwali night. The rain is welcoming me, and I'm with the best person in the world. How could I stop myself from going out into the rain? We were completely drenched. Bhavna said, "Please sing a song, Ajay." I didn't want to disappoint her with my horrible voice. I pulled out my phone and searched for a song. I put the phone in the plastic bag so that the rain wouldn't spoil it. आओगे जब तुम साजना अंगना फूल खिलेंगे बरसेगा सावन झूम झूम के दो दिल ऐसे मिलेंगे. The song was from Bhavna's favorite movie, Jab We Met. Bhavna started swaying on the side of the road. I found Pune very romantic for the first time, and Bhavna's love for the rain was a catalyst to this romance. We were completely drenched. I started the bike as there was no point waiting in the shade. I changed the words of the song to suit her and we sung it together. आओगे जब तुम भावना अंगना फूल खिलेंगे बरसेगा सावन झूम झूम के दो दिल फिर से मिलेंगे. IIMM was the only college that had classes all year round. There were no holidays, so the college always made arrangements to celebrate each festival. Hence, a big firecracker display had been organized on the campus. When we reached IIMM, I asked Bhavna, "So, ma'am, what did you bring for me?" I used to address her ma'am. Maybe we were going beyond the boundary of Cupid lovers. "Yes, I've two things for you. One biscuits from Karachi bakery," she said, handing a packet to me. I opened it like a hungry monster. When half a cookie was in my mouth and other half hanging from my mouth, she said, "And the second gift?" She gave me a torn letter. I opened the letter. It was the same letter I'd written to her when I was disappointed after a number of rejection during placements and was thinking about ending our relationship. I fell silent. "Mr. Ajay, do you still believe this?" "No, but this is not fair. You said that you would show this to our kids." She held my face in her hands and said, "Ajay, please remember your words. Never give up. And please follow this in your life, okay?" She said, acting like a teacher. I loved that I had such a lovely teacher in my life. "Okay, ma'am," I responded like a obedient student. We were sitting in the college cafeteria and Bhavna had opened a packet of biscuits from Karachi bakery. "You have been eating biscuits like a panda for the last 5 minutes. Share with your friends too," Bhavna said. "You are a true Brahmin." "Don't curse me, ma'am. Tomorrow you will also become a Brahmin," I said. She blushed. Anything related to marriage excited her. "Who are your MBA friends?" she asked. "Amit, Mohsin, and Vaibhav." "You borrowed the bike last night from Vaibhav?" she asked. "Yes, good friend." "He was the same one who had some matchmaking problems?" "Yes, the age old problem of our Indian society, the intercaste marriage. He is Brahmin and the girl is from another caste." "You are also a Brahmin?" "Bhavna, please. I get goosebumps when someone reminds me that I am a Brahmin." As we sat in the canteen, We rated the beautiful college girls. There was no sign of the Diwali spirit. It felt more like a fashion show was about to start. A few girls were wearing sleeveless tops, a few were in miniskirts and micro minis, backless tops, and half shoulder tops with deep necklines. The show went on. On the other hand, a poor girl in jeans had come all the way from Hyderabad. She watched it open mouthed. Ma'am, at least close your mouth, or one of these girls will jump inside. Pune girls are really hot. You're still na? She joked. We both laughed. So, Ajay, how is your MBA experience? Have you applied any management principles to your real life? She kept the conversation rolling so that my eyes could not roll over other girls. The presence of a girlfriend can help you focus even in such distracting situations. Problems are opportunities, I said. What is this crap? She asked. I only remember this quote. Bala sir, my college director, sang the same old song throughout the year. This is really disgusting. First, he creates a problem for you, and then he asks you to figure out the hidden opportunity in it, Bhavna said, angry over my not getting a Diwali holiday. Don't worry, ma'am. There is an opportunity here to see a good fireworks show. We both proceeded towards the firecracker display, which was organized over the open ground. I saw two hot girls approaching me. Both waved as they drew closer to me. Juhi shouted, Happy Diwali, Ajay! She gave me a hug. In spite of enjoying that opportunity, I turned my face to gauge the problem. I grinned broadly. Bhavna's dimple endowed cheeks were totally round, and it was like someone had blasted an atom bomb over her head. And then it turned into a serial blast when the second girl also hugged me. I grinned and said, Happy Diwali, meet my girlfriend and would be wife Bhavna. I said wife so that the intensity of Bhavna's blast of the anger would decrease. Happy Diwali to both of you, Bhavna said half heartedly. Juhi understood the situation. She signed and said, Pandeji, problems are opportunity. That day I realized a weird fact of life. If your name is followed by Pandey, then no one will call you by your first name. You will be known as Pandeji. Both left, and now the calf was left alone with the tigress. Just friends, I grinned. Pune girls are really lewd. If this is happening in front of me, what could be happening behind my back? And why is the whole world calling you Pandeji? They love me. I dropped another bomb by mentioning the word love. They love you, she repeated, giving me a dirty look. They love me as a friend, I said aghast. And hug you like a brother? She looked straight into my eyes. See, Bhavna, it's just a daily thing for them. And I continued looking for mercy, but she started laughing. Girls are weird like that. They laugh at anything. She cut in and said, Ajay, I'm just kidding. I know you. But I feel jealous if someone hugs you. The emotional drama went on for the another 10 minutes. Suddenly, one more female friend came in. I folded my arms so that Avneet would not jump and hug me. Happy Diwali, Avneet. Meet Bhavna. I mentioned Bhavna intentionally. Happy Diwali, Bhavna. So, Mr. Pandeji, now that your girlfriend is here, you are not even going to hug me, Avneet said. Bhavna glared like the hot sun glaring down on the desert. Suddenly, the firecracker display started with a bang. The whole college was busy watching the display, but the show had begun 15 minutes before time. For me, and continued for another half an hour. Mumbai to Pune. It was time for Bhavna to go back. We had reached the Pune station. Hossain Sagar Express. Which platform? I asked a coolie dressed in red. Where do you want to go? He asked. How does it matter to you? Just tell me if you know. I responded unpleasantly. Platform number 4, he said and left. We found a seat on the platform and waited for the train. I hope this train is indefinitely delayed. I put my arms around Bhavna's shoulder. Ajay, my parents are forcing me to look for a groom. I have to tell them about us soon. What are your plans for marriage? She asked. They are not going to wait for your part time MBA to get over. That was the lie to buy time. Now they know that I am not interested in an MBA. I can delay it for 1 year at the most. Yaar, I've not joined the company yet and I need at least 2 years to settle into my career. After which we can get married. Then marry one of the girls who were hugging you in your college. My parents are not going to wait for one more than a year, she said firmly. And they will not wait for my permission to start looking for prospective grooms. Let them start the hunt. The moment they find a groom for you, tell them about me. Mr. Rajay Kumar Pandey, first of all, you commit to me that you will convince my parents. Okay, dear. I'll ask to your parents. Ajay, if any IAS or PCS offers come, they will start comparing you to them. Then convincing my parents will be an impossible task for you, she said, and the image of an IAS or PCS villain came to my mind. At that moment, all unmarried government officers seems disgusting to me. Okay, listen, yaar. First, I'll tell my parents and then yours. Please give me at least 6 months to breathe. I signed, but the angel seemed to have turned into a demon. Ajay, one thing should be clear. I can't leave my family under any circumstance. I will remain unmarried my whole life, but I will not go against them. In short, मैं भाग कर शादी नहीं करूँगी. भाग कर? No one runs during weddings. Can we talk seriously? She said, as if we had been pretending to be Tom and Jerry for the last 20 minutes. Don't talk seriously, I'll get a heart attack. Ajay, I know you can convince them. How do you know that I can? Even I'm not sure about it yet. I signed. Meanwhile, the train arrived. You also sometimes behave like God who never listened to me. I cursed the Indian Railways. Bhavna, please don't go, yaar. You were just here for 24 hours, I said. Ajay, don't say things like this. You know how I got this reservation. I can't help it. We hugged and parted with heavy hearts. I went back to my room and fell asleep at around 3 in the morning. The next morning at 6, I was sleeping peacefully, but my sleep was disturbed by the ringing of my phone. When I tried to pick it up, it got disconnected. Who the hell is this calling me so early? I yelled, half in my sleep. I yawned and opened one eye to look. The screen showed 17 missed calls from a landline number. I was shocked. Had something happened to Bhavna? Suddenly it rang again. I picked it up. Ajay, I'm in Mumbai, Bhavna cried. She was sobbing like a little child. Mumbai? How? I found I was wide awake. I don't know. Wrong train, I think, she said, sobbing harder. Okay, control yourself, Bhavna. Do one thing, just buy a local ticket and sit in the ladies' compartment and come to Pune. I'll manage the rest. Okay, I'll try, Ajay. Missing you too. But remember, Bhavna, every problem is an opportunity, I said. Where is the opportunity in this? Okay, forget that. Just follow my instructions. I surfed the internet and tried to figure it out. There were two trains with the name Hussain Sagar Express. Both depart from Pune. One departs at 1:15 am for Mumbai and another at 1:25 am for Hyderabad. They go in two different directions. My phone rang again. Ajay, there is a long queue. I can't buy a ticket. She was sobbing again. Listen, Bhavna, I said and I explained. What has happened to your phone? It's not working. Maybe it was damaged in the rain that night. No need to panic. I'm coming to Mumbai right away. I can't call on your number. You have to call me after 3 hours, okay? Understood? As I said that, I felt like I was behaving like a teacher. Okay. Till that time, please be cool and don't panic. I took my driving license and got ready to leave for Mumbai. But because of only 3 hours of sleep, my eyes closed every few minutes. I drove half a kilometer and almost fell asleep twice during that time. I started getting goosebumps. I parked my bike on the side of the road and tried to fight against my own body. I splashed gallons of water on my face and started mumbling angrily. Never surrender, Ajay, never surrender. But my eyes were surrendering, and I prayed, Oh God, please help me. My phone vibrated. An unknown landline number was calling. Ajay, I got the ticket. A police uncle helped me. I will see you at Pune station. But your phone is not working. How am I going to know when you reach the station? I asked. I appreciated that my mind was not as sleepy as my eyes. I'm coming by the local train. It starts at 9 and will be reaching in 3 hours or so. Look around for me at the time of arrival, she suggested. Love you, dear, and I'm definitely going to be on the platform. Two local trains were coming to Pune station from Mumbai at 12 o'clock. One was coming from Kalyan and the second from Mumbai. When the train arrived, I found the world's most beautiful face, but the magical smile was missing from her face. I sighed in relief. Bhavna came and hugged me like never before. She didn't say anything, only tears rolled down her cheeks for a few moments. Every problem is an opportunity, I whispered. What is the opportunity here? She murmured. The opportunity is to see you again, I said while breaking free of her grip. Sadiyal kahin ke, you idiot. And the rain began to fall again. I sang Aoge Jab Tum, changing the lyrics to suit our situation. आओगे जब तुम भावना अंगना फूल खिलेंगे बरसेगा सावन झूम झूम के दो दिल फिर से मिलेंगे. Hey guys, if you really like this video, do like, share and subscribe.